I need to clear out the cobweb. So that's Goku. During his battle with Frieza, I take it.
Yes, that's the one.
Isn't Saiyan hair supposed to be black?
Saiyans possess the ability.
Planet Beerus. Beerus has a dream that can change everything in the Z-Warriors universe. Beerus spends days in distress on his planet. It looks like the Oracle Fish's vision will come to fruition. A war with powers that transcend all ends up being created. Beerus's dream. Beerus is in a war against the Celestials. Beerus has his Hakai transformation activated. At that moment, several celestial beings begin to fight each other. The Great Priest begins to cause the greatest catastrophe there is. At that moment, Beerus with his Hakai form, alongside Whis, prepare to fight. A being identical to Goku appears with an infinite god form, the one who transcends everything and everyone, fighting all other Celestials. Beerus questions himself and says, "Is this the Ultimate Saiyan? Who is this guy? I won't let you end it all." At that moment, Beerus steps forward to fight the Saiyan. At that time, a great planetary destruction happens. Whis says, "Mr. Beerus, don't do this, or that will be the end of it." Beerus wonders, "Do you know this guy, Whis? Who is this being?" At that moment, Beerus wakes up. "Tell me, my partner, all the best?" So that's enough calling that I liked it. Subscribe here on the channel so you don't miss any videos. Stay tuned to our entire Dragon Ball universe. And without further ado, let's get to what matters. Beerus wakes up from his dream. The Oracle Fish there was moving. Whis says, "Mr. Beerus, it looks like you finally woke up. It looked like you were having a nightmare." Beerus watches and speaks. "Whis, I had a very strange dream, and it all felt so real. I really don't understand what happened." "Goku, that Saiyan! That being was totally similar to Goku, but his powers actually transcended even the god's own powers. I couldn't understand what was happening. They looked like totally surreal abilities. And you know something behind this, Whis. Don't hide from me." Whis starts to laugh and says, "It seems that the Oracle Fish's thoughts eventually came to fruition. A long time ago, you dreamed of a Saiyan that was behind all this, didn't you? The Saiyan of your dream. So much so that you fought Goku shortly afterward, believing him to possess the form of the Saiyan God. But from what you're saying, it's a transformation, and it's a power that transcends everything and everyone. Interesting. What do you want to do now, Sir Beerus? Wasn't that just a dream?" Beerus watches and says, "Speak the truth, Whis. Make the Oracle Fish show us the vision of the future. You know very well that with your powers, this is capable of happening." Whis responds, "Mr. Beerus, you know very well that this is a sin. The future belongs only to those who will be alive, so we can't try to change it, even the Lord knows. You authorized it when I went back in time so I could help Mr. Goku and Mr. Vegeta. This could be considered a heavenly sin. Are you sure you want to know what will happen in the future from the vision of the Oracle Fish?" Beerus makes a serious face and says, "Don't come with pranks, Whis. You know very well that of all the deities, what we do here in Universe 7, you can manipulate this information so the High Priest doesn't know what we did in the fight against Frieza, because it was totally wrong. Regardless of how cunning Frieza was fighting Goku and Vegeta, he had destroyed the Earth and finished them all. You protected them yourself, and we messed with time. So don't give me these, I need to have the Oracle Fish vision." Whis starts laughing and says, "Stay calm, Sir Beerus. If that's what you want, you can continue with that thought of yours. Come on, let's go to the Oracle Fish." At that moment, Beerus and Whis walk to the Oracle Fish to possess its vision. Meanwhile, in the time room in Universe 7, Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan perform triple training in the time room. A great battle begins to be created. Goku activating his Ultra Instinct, Vegeta activating his Ultra Ego, and Gohan, his final form, began to have a great battle. Goku says, "Gohan, you are really very powerful." Vegeta watches and speaks. "Kakarot, it seems that this boy can surpass us at any moment. In fact, he has already surpassed us several times. His abilities are sure to get more and more powerful. So I really want to see what he will be able to show, what will be all the skills that Gohan will be able to show." Days and days go by. Saiyan training continues. Outside the time room, Den Den and Mr. Popo watch and talk. What do these Saiyans want? Why do they want to get so powerful? What's happening? I cannot understand. The days go by, and the three Saiyans continue to fight. Back to planet Beerus. Beerus is amazed at everything he sees in the vision he has of the Oracle Fish. Beerus says, "This is really amazing. Do you mean that this is the power of the one who transcends everything? Then a divine battle between the gods will really begin. I should already suspect. So you mean this is how it all ends? If we involve the other gods, an even bigger war will ensue. What will Xeno-sama think about all this? There are the gods of destruction. We are here to bring balance. But even in this case, these powers go far beyond any other energy. This power transcends even Xeno-sama's powers. If Goku got that strength, the question is, how did he get it? The Oracle Fish's visions only show that he is at that level of power, but does not show if someone manipulated him or if someone used that energy. It looks like things are going to get a lot more complicated. I really need to understand what's going on. There's no choice left. We need to do this. Whis starts watching and has a very questionable thought and says, "Are you sure, Mr. Beerus? For everything there is a solution. We can just make different decisions. Think carefully. Perhaps we may be acting on a certain impulse. Wrong decisions will never cause balance to be created. Any other decision, even more against mortals, can cause great catastrophes to be caused. That was just a dream. Understand that nothing that happens in the real world can be compared to a dream. You can't just act on impulse." Beerus watches and says, "It doesn't matter to me. I'm here to bring balance. I didn't destroy the Earth in the past just for some specific ideals, and now I know very well what I have to do." Whis responds, "So be it, then, Lord Beerus." Back to Universe 7. Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta finish their training in the time room. After the three leave the time room, Lord Popo and also Den Den start to observe and say, "Looks like your training is over. You managed to get really much more powerful. That's what you were looking for. Very good. This is nothing short of amazing. What will you want to show now? What will your performance be? It really makes me question myself a lot. Good. Come on. Show more and more, one skill more powerful than the other. After all, you are here as protectors of the Earth. So many threats that Earth has had. If it weren't for you Saiyans, we wouldn't have any other kind of salvation." At the moment Mr. Popo finishes talking to Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, a great light appears over Universe 7 on Earth. From that light appears Beerus and Whis. Goku is happy to see the God of Destruction and the Angel of Universe 7. Goku smiles and says, "Mr. Beerus, Mr. Whis, what will our mission be now? We got much more powerful. You can count on us for anything." At that moment, Gohan and Vegeta already changed the physiognomy of their face after seeing that Beerus didn't have a calm face. At that moment, Beerus says, "Goku, don't get me wrong, but I had a vision of the future, and in it, you will be the great destroyer of all universes. I can't let that happen. You'll have to be eliminated now." Universe 7, Planet Earth. Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta are surprised by the speech of Beerus the Destroyer of Universe 7. Beerus says, "Goku, don't get me wrong, but I had a vision where you were the destroyer of everything. I can't let you live on this planet. Its elimination will have to happen now." At that moment, Gohan gets angry and says, "You're crazy! You're going crazy, Mr. Beerus! Why do you want to attack my father? We didn't do anything. We always try to save the universes like we did in the Tournament of Power, where you saw us fighting. We fight in real combats to protect all universes, and the wish we asked for Super Shenron was that he bring all the universes that were erased back, so it doesn't make any sense for you to want it all to end with my dad, who gave his all in the tournament. Don't do that, Sir Beerus. This is a really tough decision." Beerus watches and says, "Shut up, boy. Don't think that because you managed to develop some greater powers and managed to overflow your latent power, that you might want to make a decision about something. Keep quiet or you won't suffer the consequences." Whis starts watching and says, "Looks like Mr. Beerus is making some pretty tough decisions right now. We need to think a lot. What Mr. Beerus will do is somewhat questionable, but let's see. We can still believe that many things will change. But this dream of Mr. Beerus ends up making me question several points. Could it really be that Lord Goku can cause any complications in the future? That doesn't make much sense. Vegeta says, "What's going on here? I've never seen Beerus behave like this. It seems that he actually believes that Kakarot might be a threat. What happened? We always seek to bring balance and peace to the universes. Apart from that, we always protect the Earth. There's no logic to Beerus wanting to do this." At that moment, Beerus watches and speaks. "I always let you mortals make a lot of decisions because in some way you were bringing balance to the universe. Several other beings ended up wanting to cause the biggest catastrophe on top of everything, and you, whether or not you were able to resolve all situations. But now it looks like things are a little different. Now everything is more complicated. I see that the battles that occur, you manage to defeat the enemy and you manage to want more and more to go after power, and that ends up complicating things even more. In my view, Goku was with a totally different behavior and using powers that I had never seen. This was just a sign saying that his existence could still complicate things. You will have to be eliminated now, Goku." Goku starts to smile and says, "Mr. Beerus, now who will speak is me. Do not get me wrong, but once you said you would destroy the whole Earth and I fought to protect it. So if you believe that you can destroy me, the only thing left to do is fight. Come on!" Zeno-sama's palace. At that moment, Zeno-sama and the High Priest looked like they were analyzing different behaviors in the universe. The Great Priest says, "I feel like the stars are walking different paths. It looks like the galaxies will clash soon. Perhaps the divine power may be wanting to say something. Don't you believe me, Sir Zeno?" Zeno-sama's guards begin to look worried. Zeno-sama watches and speaks. "We have his Great Priest power, but what worries me is whether he's prepared." The Great Priest starts to smile and says, "Are you really going to entrust this responsibility to this deadly Xeno-Lord?" Zeno-sama speaks, "I think it's time for Goku to know the whole truth." The Great Priest starts to smile and says, "Well, whatever." Planet Earth. At that moment, Beerus the Destroyer begins to unleash several attacks on Goku. Goku activates his Super Saiyan 2 mode. The two begin to battle. Beerus says, "You can only be kidding thinking that a transformation like that will be able to do something with me." Gohan, Vegeta, Den, and Mr. Popo, next to Whis, start watching. Gohan says, "Mr. Whis, will you allow this to happen? It makes no sense that Mr. Beerus would want to attack my father. My father did nothing to him. Just because of what a fish said or a dream he had, he wants to fight everyone? That doesn't make any sense." Whis responds, "I fully understand, Sir Gohan, but Lord Beerus, like it or not, is the god of destruction of Universe 7, and that power was acclaimed to him by Zeno-sama himself. So they trust Mr. Beerus so he can do what he thinks is right. He's just trying to bring balance. We really need to understand. How things will turn out now, we need to pay attention. After all, Mr. Goku always shows a totally different card in the manga. Let's be careful." At that moment, Gohan starts watching and is impressed. Goku, after receiving several blows from Beerus, says, "So that's it, Sir Beerus? Are you really fighting to kill me? I thought it was a joke or some form of wanting to test me, but since that's how it is, I will not accept that you humiliate me in this battle. Now I will fight with full force." Goku activates his Ultra Instinct and starts heavily attacking Beerus. Goku manages to dodge several attacks from the God of Destruction and begins to show his true mastery of auto movement over Beerus. Beerus doesn't understand how Goku's blows are being launched. Goku, with great mastery, begins to dodge all of Beerus' attacks and hits him in several points of his body. Beerus says, "Looks like you got a lot stronger, Goku. So that's what your training in the time room alongside Gohan and Vegeta turned out to be. Incredible! But don't think that it will be enough to defeat the Destroyer." At that moment, Goku's powers began to increase more and more. A voice comes over Goku saying, "You are more powerful than all of this. You will be the one who will transcend everything and everyone." Goku doesn't quite understand what was going on. Goku says, "Who are you? What are you saying?" Whis notices a big difference in Goku's personality and another presence approaching. Beerus says, "I don't care about your Ultra Instinct transformation. Now I will show my Ultra Ego, the most powerful skill." The moment Beerus activates his Ultra Ego, Beerus manages to stand out and land several blows on Goku. Goku, even with his Ultra Instinct, starts to be at a disadvantage. Goku says, "The power of Lord Beerus really is amazing. If it continues like this, I won't even be able to move. Looks like things have gotten pretty complicated now." Goku loses his Ultra Instinct. Beerus says, "It was great meeting you, Goku, but now it will have to happen for the good of the universe." Balance has to be created. You, in the future, will become a great threat. At that moment, Beerus casts Hakai over Goku's body. Goku says, I can't die here. This can't end me. You are wrong, Sir Beerus. I am here to bring peace to Earth and protect all universes. I can't let that happen. Beerus and Whis are surprised to see that Goku is resisting the Hakai. At this moment, Goku begins to absorb all the Hakai energy that is released by Beerus, and automatically, Goku begins to energize a spirit bomb, and all the power of the universe along with this energy begins to stand out over Goku's body. At that moment, Goku begins to have a large anomaly over his body. His body begins to remind the king of the Universal Saiyan. Beerus is surprised by what he sees, the Goku of your dream in front of you. Whis is surprised and says, so was this the being in Lord Beerus' dream? At that moment, Beerus starts to be impressed and tries to advance directly to Goku's side. Goku was no longer the same. With few blows, and with his mastery of auto movement, Goku dodges with great ease and ends up landing several blows on Beerus the Destroyer, bringing Beerus to his knees and then holding his head. Beerus didn't understand anything that was happening. Beerus says, it's not possible! Where did you get all that power from? Who are you anyway? You're not Goku! At that moment, Goku says, look, Sir Beerus, weren't you the one who was going to finish me off? Looks like things have changed a bit. I will have no mercy on you. I just want you to get out of here and I will eliminate you now. At that moment, Goku begins to have another personality, but his rational voice comes up and says, we're not going to finish off Mr. Beerus. Who are you? What are you doing to my body? What's happening to me? Leave Mr. Beerus alone. At that moment, Goku releases Beerus. Everyone is shocked to see Goku's universal transformation. A great light appears over the room of time. At that moment, Beerus and everyone are impressed to see Zeno-sama beside his guards and the Great Priest arriving at Kami-sama's temple. The Great Priest starts to smile and says, good! Looks like you were right, Sir Zeno. It really happened. Zeno-sama smiles and says, Goku, you are starting to master the powers of a true god. I need you to come with me. We need to talk. Beerus watches and speaks. Zeno-sama, what do you do here? Zeno-sama looks at Beerus and says, shut up, Beerus. You are fighting with Goku. We have business to discuss with Goku. Let's go to my palace. Is everyone impressed with what was happening? What is actually happening with Goku, and what is the true ideal of this new being that has emerged?
I need to clear out the cobwebs. So that's Goku. During his battle with Frieza, I take it.
Yes, that's the one.
Isn't Saiyan hair supposed to be black?
Saiyans possess the ability.
Zeno-sama's palace. After Goku activates his Infinite King transformation and fights Beerus, Beerus was surprised by all the power that had been unlocked by Goku, but still a very different ability ended up being shown. The Great Priest and Zeno-sama had appeared at Kami-sama's temple and observed everything that had taken place. The Great Priest began to smile. Beerus had been amazed, and Zeno-sama beside the Great Priest looked like he already knew what was going to happen. It looked like everything was premeditated. Whis observes. Beerus says, because Zeno-sama brought us here to his palace, I wanted to resolve this situation with Goku. But still it was not possible. Does that mean that Zeno-sama already knew that Goku would show heavenly power? So does that mean my dream was true? Was everything the Oracle Fish ended up showing me actually going to happen? So what did they mean by this? Goku can eliminate anything and everyone? Things are going to get a lot more complicated. At that moment, Goku tries to understand what is happening to his body. Could this be the result of some kind of training I had in the time room? Why does Zeno-sama want to talk to me? It seems that today is very complicated. First, Mr. Beerus comes to attack me, and as if that wasn't enough, he still says he's going to kill me? Soon after I can receive a totally greater power, and after all this happens, the Great Priest and Lord Zeno would talk to me. I'm not understanding anything. These powers of gods, these transformations, began to show after all the battles that took place. I need to pay close attention. Things can really get more and more intense, and I will really become the target. At that moment, Goku is stopped by Beerus. Beerus says, Goku, don't think that the power you showed would be able to defeat me. I just watched how far you could show your energy. I am Beerus the Destroyer. Zeno-sama and the Great Priest called you here. Surely they must know something. At that moment, the Great Priest starts to laugh and says, by the way, I saw that you gave Beerus a big problem, Sir Goku, isn't it? You mean you managed to awaken a heavenly power? Be aware that this kind of power is only awakened with each generation of new warriors. But I shouldn't doubt you. After all, at first you had managed to show your Ultra Instinct, the technique that even the gods of destruction have difficulty performing. Those skills that the Lord had shown could really make a big difference in battles. I could see that you were getting stronger and stronger. Isn't it true, Mr. Goku? I strongly believe that your performance in battle will get better and better. We really need to understand what you're going to show. After all, you are the Saiyan who can transcend the power of everything and everyone. Show what you're capable of, Sir Goku. But Mr. Zeno-sama has something to talk about with you that is very important. Zeno-sama appears and says, Goku, my friend, how long have we not seen each other? You said you were coming to play with me and you never came again. Goku gets embarrassed and says, I'm sorry, Zen-chan. It's because I've been training for a long time. But I knew that at some point I would see you again. At that moment, Zeno-sama's guards look at Goku and make a serious face. Goku says, What's up? Can you explain? Zeno-sama looks at Goku and speaks. We have a mission for you. You will have to enter other timelines and eliminate all the gods that are on that line. Goku is not surprised and says, But what does it mean? Zeno-sama gets serious. Pay close attention, Goku. Probably Beerus had a dream about a Saiyan that destroyed everything and everyone. During those moments, that Saiyan was probably Goku. At that moment, Beerus watches and says, I knew it. I was sure that Goku was to blame for all of this. I just tried to protect you. Zeno-sama watches and speaks. Shut up, Beerus. I did not speak to you. Zeno-sama starts talking. Pay close attention. A few days ago, I was able to have a vision of a future in another timeline. In that timeline, there was another Goku who apparently resembled Goku Black a lot. That being I had eliminated alongside Zeno-sama of another timeline. For some reason, in another timeline, the Lord by my side and everything and everyone, Lord Goku. I couldn't understand very well if this is another being that is manipulating us. The thing is, now, after I have merged my powers with you, no other god has been able to defeat his powers. You ended up being the ruler of everything. Whis in that universe tried to fight you and tried to fight you. In a few moments, the Lord had received universal power, and not even Whis, who was among the most powerful angels, had managed to defeat him. You humiliated the Angel of Universe 7. Current timeline Whis observes and says, What? It seems that at least in one timeline you actually surpassed me over Lord Goku? At that moment, Goku is shocked by everything he hears. The great priest watches and speaks. In any situation other than all this that Zeno-sama is telling Lord Goku, the right thing really would be to imprison him in the heavenly prison or to eliminate him. But because of his great friendship with Zeno-sama and his trust in his power, he is giving you the opportunity for you to be able to fix all these mistakes in these timelines. After all, it wouldn't make much sense for us to take the two Zeno-samas to erase the universe in which he himself exists in that universe, don't you think? We already have two Zenos here. We'd have to keep one more. It's already too much. So you will have to solve this situation with your form of infinite destruction and really show your true powers. What will be your answer, Son Goku? At that moment, Goku starts watching and says, This can only be madness. You mean I caused major problems in several timelines? This transformation of the god Omni, that power is capable of destroying everything and everyone. Timelines have already caused major problems for us. I remember everything Trunks went through like it was today. If this really continues, we're going to have a hard time. I can't let that happen, damn it. So does that mean it's going to be like this? It seems like yesterday that Trunks needed my help and we fought Zamasu and Goku Black and tried to save all the universes. The difference is that now the battle will be against the gods. Does that mean that now the enemy is myself fused with Zeno-sama's powers? Weird. At that moment, Whis observes everything the great priest and Zeno-sama say and wonders. Lord Zeno, my dad, if those powers that Mr. Beerus saw in his dream were the powers that were assigned to a Goku in another timeline, what explains this transformation that Mr. Goku was able to show by fighting Mr. Beerus now? What is the meaning of this power? At that moment, the great priest observes and speaks. Goku was conducting training in the time room. This room of time is a creation of the Kamasaya deity. Temporal paradoxes occur in here and time passes in a totally different way. Temporal rifts may have been created there and all beings that were present there may have suffered some disturbances. Perhaps not only Goku, But Gohan and Vegeta may also show some anomalies in their powers. Maybe this is interesting. After all, you will need a lot of luck to make it out of those other timelines alive. Know that everything will depend on you. At that moment, Goku observes and speaks. Mr. Beerus and Mr. Whis, I think now is the time for me to show the true power of my training. Whether that timeline is currently totally destroyed, the only thing we need to do is wipe out all the enemies there and ask the Super Dragon Balls to rebuild this timeline. I'm sure we will be able to do that. You can leave it to me. If I was the one who started this fight on another planet, I'm the one who will solve it. Beerus starts to smile and says, I don't know if you're a very brave guy or just a very lucky guy, Goku, but now it's up to you. At that moment, the Great Priest and Zeno-sama started to smile. The Great Priest says, Very good. I think it's time for you to start your work, Goku.
Verse 7. Timeline 8. This universe had been created by other celestial beings, where the gods of destruction alongside the angels already dominated everything and everyone. They had different goals. Some wanted to have more powers than Zeno-sama, and others already had a great energy that just wanted to destroy more and more planets without bringing balance. A great light shines on the new Universe 7. It was Goku combined with Zeno-sama's powers. Goku Omni King appears. Goku says, Looks like I didn't even have time to think twice. Lord Zeno really brought me here. I'm still having to take control of this new transformation. This question of having to fight the gods or end up with another celestial being doesn't sound right to me. Looks like it's something that goes against my rules. I can't understand how this actually ended up happening. I need to think really hard before I show any kind of skill. Even here being Universe 7 from another timeline, I still feel like I'm at home. At that moment, Goku has a slight flashback to his conversation with the High Priest alongside Zeno-sama. Zeno-sama says, Goku, many catastrophes ended up happening. There is another celestial being who is just like you in the other universe, and he ended up becoming the king of everything, even stealing the powers of all other celestials. You'll have to pay close attention before going to fight any of the beings that appear there. Think that here, next to the Great Priest, I dominate everything. I do this governance while the High Priest controls the beings that appear here. But think that things in another universe can be totally different. When we started talking about the skills and powers that have been developed among several other warriors, we need to pay close attention. You will now have to fight all the other gods and all the other beings that want to cause darkness to the other universes in the other timelines. I hope that with the new power you have attained, you will be able to do this. We trust you. The Great Priest observes and speaks. I believe that with this power you just showed, you are among the 5 most powerful in the Son Goku universe. I hope you understand. Many things will end up happening. Pay close attention. Your powers are really high, but you have no idea what it's like to fight a god who is using all your strength. Everything that is happening here needs to be analyzed in this whole situation. I think I'm going straight to Earth. I need to understand with all the inhabitants there what is happening. At that moment, Goku teleports directly to Earth. All the humans that were there ended up getting scared. Others called him Your Majesty, the great celestial being arrived. Goku watched and spoke. What are you talking about? The great celestial being. That doesn't make any sense. Like this? What do you want anyway? Goku started to analyze the whole situation and said, These guys are really funny. Well, it doesn't matter to me. Perhaps if I found V said, Gohan or the others, I could understand. Goku goes to the Capsule Corporation. At that moment, Goku says, Bulma, glad you're here. I need to talk to Vegeta. In fact, I'm the Goku from another timeline. I need to bring balance to this universe, so I need to understand what is really happening here. At that moment, Bulma watches and speaks. Goku, you can only be kidding. After absorbing Zeno-sama's powers, you began to wreak havoc in all the universes and ended up becoming an emperor of the entire universal galaxy. Goku watches and speaks. What? What are you talking about? That's not possible. I didn't do any of that. Or did I? Damn, I don't understand. At that moment Goku asks where Vegeta is and what happened to him. At the moment when Goku wonders where Vegeta would be, Goku is taken aback by the information that Bulma passes on, saying that after the Goku of this current timeline he became the ruler of everything. He teamed up with the mightiest Saiyans and strongest warriors and made them his heavenly guard. At that moment Bulma explains that the kindness of the Saiyans and all other beings after the Goku of that timeline destroyed everything was gone. The gods of destruction ended up agreeing with the true ideals of the new Goku. Once he had Zeno-sama's powers, the two had become one. Goku's powers had gone haywire with Zeno-sama's mentality that just wanted to erase the things he thought were right. So that ended up causing the great catastrophe. Any other being who disagreed with something that was happening would have to pay dearly. Many mortals lost their lives, many other universes were destroyed. Nobody ever got into any arguments. A lot of complicated things ended up happening, and it makes us question each time what you came here to do. If you're not the Goku who wants to end it all, will you want to challenge him? What are you really going to do? At that moment, the Goku of the timeline that we all follow is shocked by the information that passes and says, "So that's really what happened. It seems that I discredited too much of the powers that could be developed. So it means that now things are going to get a lot more complicated." I understand. It seems that I could not imagine that all this would still be possible to happen. I believed that only Goku Black would be a dark version of me. But it seems that we have an even more complicated situation. Bulma, don't worry. I will still bring peace to everyone in this entire universe. Not even if I have to wipe out all the dark beings that exist here. With the help of the Super Dragon Balls, I am sure that after this great catastrophe happens, we will be able to rebuild this entire universe. I think I already know the first place where I should go. At that moment, Goku teleports directly to the planet Beerus, planet of the god of destruction. Beerus and Whis are somewhat different. Beerus watches Goku and speaks. Goku, does that mean your powers are getting bigger and bigger? Very interesting. Have you managed to master your essence to truly be the ruler of everything? At that moment Goku watches and speaks. Mr. Beerus, am I not the same Goku you know? Laugh and talk Whis. Didn't you notice, Lord Beerus, that this is not your majesty? This Goku has an energy very similar to the Goku who received the powers of Lord Zeno. But he looks like he comes from another timeline. Goku smiles and speaks. Exactly. I came here to show that we can bring balance without causing major catastrophes to these universes. I will not accept that you end up destroying everything. I came here to stop my dark self. Beerus starts to smile and says, "So you're not your majesty's Goku? We will eliminate you here now." Goku speaks. I already knew this would happen. So let's go. Beerus charges directly to attack Goku, but Goku remembers Zeno-sama and says, "I'm going to need to use that transformation again." In a short space of time, Goku's body begins to create various temporal energies, causing a large sphere of energy to be created under his body. The spatial form appears over his body. Beerus looks at Goku and is faced with a vision of the universe and his white hair with Ultra Instinct. Beerus can't understand what's going on. In moments Beerus is devastated by Goku's planetary attack. Goku says, "Lord Beerus, this power goes far beyond anything that transcends you. So I'm sorry. You have no chance of beating me." In a few moments Whis starts laughing and talking. "Well done, Sir Goku. You seem to have surpassed even the energy of Ultra Instinct. That will be fascinating. I figured Mr. Beerus couldn't handle this. Come on." At that moment Whis and Goku Omni King begin to fight and several blows begin to occur. The great battle begins to unfold for days. Goku and Whis exchange punches. Until the moment when Whis says, "I never imagined that a Saiyan would one day reach this level. If you're not the Goku of this universe, how do you manage to power up the Omni King's powers?" Very strange. When Whis was about to finish his sentence, Goku holds his hand and hits him in the belly saying, "I think you'd better let me handle this situation and take care of Mr. Beerus, because things are going to get a lot more complicated and this battle is personal." An angel doesn't need to get involved, even more so when it comes to the angel who trained me in the past. Whis watches Goku and smiles and says, "Well, what do you do, Sir Goku?" Omni King's Palace. After the events in timeline number 8 took place and the Goku of this timeline became ruler of everything after absorbing Xenosama's powers. Inside the Vegeta Palace, Gohan, all the other warriors and the mightiest warriors of all the universes found themselves as rulers of Goku the Dark God. Goku watched and spoke. "Looks like other timelines got annoyed with what I ended up doing around here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Vegeta, Gohan, I think the time has come for us to start acting." To be continued. What about my partner? What happens and what do you imagine about all this? Does Goku start to show his true powers? Goku with the powers of the Omni King is fighting a devastating battle against his own race in the other universe? What do you believe is what you imagine about all this? Regardless of what it is, it's more than important that you come out here in your comments so we can get into that crazy debate. Call that liked and subscribe here on the channel so you don't miss any videos. That's about it. See you in the next video. I went.